I'm gonna say it. CJ Kirst will be the #1 player in college lacrosse in 2025. I will be amazed if he isn't hoisting the Tewaaraton trophy at the end of the year. Every time I watch him, I can't believe his speed and dodging ability. The most insane part is he has been doing this since his freshman year. In 2022, he tallied 79 points, taking Cornell to the national championship. This level of elite excellence over time can only be sustained by someone like CJ. In this video, I will teach you the secrets to CJ Kirst's game. If you watch till the end of this video, I can guarantee you will get more goals the next time you play. Let's get into it. In this clip, CJ shows us how to embarrass our defender. CJ drives up from goal line extended and changes direction. The first thing I want you to notice is his body language. He sits upright and high like he's gonna pass. This puts the defender at ease and loosens up his coverage. CJ then quickly shifts back into his dodge, catching the pull off guard. The pull tries to catch up and runs across the back of the cage. CJ rolls back the instant the pull steps over the cage, completely tripping him up. He then can come up above the cage for the easy goal. Using body language in the back of the cage can be a deadly combo to embarrass your defender. This time CJ shows us the one skill that every top lacrosse player has. CJ comes around X with his D mid and doesn't have much separation, but CJ knows one key thing that will guarantee he scores. As he comes up the goal line extended, I want you to pay attention to his dodging angle. Instead of coming up in front of the cage, he fades outwards. This does two things. First, it creates more space between him and the D mid. By dodging away, the D mid has to chase and catch up. Second, it discourages the crease slide from coming because it doesn't see CJ as a threat. All this works because CJ can shoot fading from the cage. This skill is so crucial as an attackman. We teach you to shoot exactly like this in the G League attack blueprint. This time CJ shows us how to get our defenders to fall on the back of the net. The first thing to notice is how CJ leans into his man. This pushes the D mid farther back and closer to the cage. When CJ rolls back, he creates a huge gap of space between them. Now, CJ knows this is the perfect time to trip up his defender because he'll be trying to catch up. Right as the D mid steps over the back of the cage, CJ cuts back, leaving him in the dust. As CJ rounds up the crease, he knows a slide will be coming. So instead of cutting to the inside at the cage, he fades away, creating separation between himself and the D mid. CJ then uses a jump shot to get his hips back towards the cage, increasing his chances on the shot. This time CJ shows us how to gain a step on your defender to get more goals. CJ comes around to X with separation from his pole. So why does CJ decide to throw a rocker behind the cage? While CJ looks like he has a massive advantage, the pole is actually in a better position than he realized. He can cut through the crease and deny the angle. So CJ can either make it a foot race or use deception to win the matchup. CJ uses the rocker right at the back of the cage, trying to hang up his pole. While the pole didn't get caught on the back of the cage, he had to think about navigating it, which slowed him down. As a last-ditch effort, the pole tries to push CJ out and away from the cage to decrease his shooting angle. But little does he know that CJ is at his best when he shoots like this. This time CJ shows us how using contact lets us score every time. CJ has some separation between him and his man. Now, he can do two things. He can either dodge an open space and force the defender to react, or he can dodge at the defender initiating contact. The advantage of initiating contact like this is that you completely control the dodge. When CJ attacks, he only needs a split second of free hands to score. By lowering his shoulder into the pole and forcing him onto his heels, CJ creates space. With this open space, CJ can finish high to low in the bottom corner. This time CJ shows us how we can use contact down the alley to get more goals. CJ activates up top against this pole. Now, the pole is in great positioning, so it'll be hard to beat him with speed alone. As CJ reaches the midpoint in his dodge, it's clear that no slide is coming and he doesn't have a step on his man. CJ either has to roll back or create contact. By creating contact, he can get open space to shoot. He also initiates contact at the defender's bottom foot. He has the least amount of leverage here, putting him in a trail position. The last key is that CJ gets the shot off before the slide meets him. This time CJ shows the #1 dodge you have to be using. CJ is squared up with his man at X as he initiates his dodge. As they reach right behind the cage, CJ knows he has to create some space. To do this, he throws this rocker step. Now, rocker steps will rarely get defenders completely beat, but they always get the defender to hesitate. They expect a rollback, so they slow down and cover the backside. Rockers are even more effective with a player like CJ because of how strong his rollback is. Defenders have to respect the roll, so they hesitate more on the backside. CJ can then round the crease for the finish. This time CJ shows how we can win a matchup even when we don't have a step on our man. CJ comes up X with his D mid. As they reach the island, the D mid is in great position. He's even with CJ and can easily deny the top side. Instead of fighting and losing battle, CJ uses open space to score. CJ rolls away from the D-mid into open space at the cage. The last key is how he finishes with his stick in front of his face so the D-mid can't get the trail check. I full-heartedly believe that CJ Kirst will win the Tewaraaton in 2025. He is the most dynamic attackman in the country with an unlimited bag of dodges and shots. If you want to play like CJ Kirst, get the GLE Attack Blueprint, which will give you the exact drills to do it. Thank you so much for watching.